Shivam. So let us focus on this sutra Ishvara Pranidhanadva. Maharshi Vedavyasa, who has done a commentary on this Patanjali Yoga Sutra, has said that there are two types of yogas. Yogas are of two types. Two types means two types of our mental state correspond to yoga. One is Ekagra Manovritti, Ekagra Vritti, Vikshipta, Moodha, Kshipta are not the bhumikas which correspond to yoga. So yoga is of two types. One which is done by the people who are in that zone of Ekagra Chitta Bhumika, and they become capable of knowing the self and knowing the world, but still not knowing the Ishvara, not knowing the Paramatma. Understand? They don't know. They are not capable of it. They are able to clearly see their true swarup. Atma Sakshatkar, the word is. They are capable of doing that. But they are not capable of doing Paramatma Sakshatkar. Let us be clear. There's no doubt about it. Unless you are able to enter Asamprajnat Samadhi, you would not know the Creator. You would not know the Paramatma. When a yogi achieves that Niruddha Avastha and achieves that Niruddha Avastha, and in this Niruddha Avastha, when he is in Samadhi, which Samadhi? Asamprajnat Samadhi, till that period, only for that period of time, the Atman is in front of Paramatma. Right? Not beyond that. Once he is out of that avastha, so for that yogi also, when he is out of that asamprajnat samadhi, what is it for him? Vritti sarupyam. How does it change your whole life? I'll tell you. Those people who have somewhat attained a little bit experience of being like this only, man, woman, whatever, identity wise, and have experienced death, nearly death. NDE is what we call, or OBE is what we call. NDEs means near death experiences. OBEs means out of body experiences. Those who have had it, their whole concept of life has changed. Why? Because they could know experientially that they are not the body. Right? Accidentally, they arrived at that stage where they could know that they are not the body. Though they dwell in this body, but they are not the body. Why? Because the sthula sharir, the gross body, was somehow detached from the subtle body. But the yogi has been able to drop all the three bodies: sthula, sukshma, karana. The causal body also he has been able to drop. So understand the joy of that yogi, that soul, who has been able to drop all the three and still cognizant of the self, the glory of the self. What will be his way of dealing with this world now? That is the state of yogi. Although vritti sarupyam itaratra, which means exactly as the person who has had the OBE, out of body experience for some time, when he came back to the body, he was again with the body. He will again experience the pains and pleasures associated with this body. Yes or no? Yes. But now he knows who he is beyond the body. So for such a person who accidentally arrives at this experience, accidentally, not by his own effort, accidentally experiences it, for him it is Sharira Sarupyam Itaratra. Right? Is it not? Earlier he was not one with the body. Now he is one with the body. Sharira sarupyam itaratta. And if you're out of it, you are sukshma sharire pratishtham. You are carrying your causal body, your subtle body. The two bodies you are carrying. So yoga is not a very simple thing. It's not simple. We understand yoga and therefore we are yogi. No, we are not. Let us not fool ourselves. Following the system in toto is a very difficult. I can tell you, for most of us, it is next to impossible. Achieving that state where I am in paravairagya. Our life will be gone and we will still be struggling with aparavairagya. अभी सबसे वैराग्य मिल रहा है. अभी मेरा लड़का की तरफ थोड़ा बचा है. I have some attachment towards my son. I have attachment towards my father. I have attachment towards my mother. I have attachment towards my wife. I have little attachment. Not I have done away with all that attachment, but I have little attachment with my profession. I have little attachment with being a woman. I have little attachment being a man. I have little attachment of being good. Understand? Being good is also attachment. Understand? I love to be in the state of affairs where I am abiding by dharma. I have little attachment for dharma also, which means sattva. Understand? Moving beyond this is a very difficult task. And therefore, it's a training ground for us. Yogis won't promise that this lifetime itself you are going to liberate yourself. A Sri Vidya Sadhaka, Sri Vidya Kramadiksha, etc., may promise you, no, this lifetime or at the best next. But not this system. This system is not going to promise you that. It believes in hard work, sequential work, parallel work, but work. And lot of self-improvement and constant aware of all the lacunas, constant awareness of all the ignorant ways in which we operate, all the time being aware of all our lethargic endeavors, all the time testing our own actions on the anvil of the wisdom which we have, all the time. This requires consistent, enthusiastic effort. Untiring, tirelessly you need to work. So much so, let's look at it. So much so, in your waking, that you become aware of this task even when you are in deep sleep, because then only nidra you will be seeing. You see, because nidra is also, the deep sleep is also a vritti. But how long he will not sleep? Will he never sleep? Then no, that is not the case. During that process, that period of samadhi, neither he will fall in a smriti or memories, nor he will be available to the subjects which are presented to the indriyas, these organs, external organs, which means he is not grasping anything from the outside. So during samadhi, you should be free from it. No knowledge. I don't carry any knowledge in my samadhi. I don't carry any principles in samadhi. Principles are given only for your conduct during the Jagrat and Jagrat Avastha, and also in your interaction with the world. So none of these I'm going to carry. So when I'm not carrying direct perception, when I'm not indulged in the impressions of the past, that means memory, when I'm not observing anything and taking it to be something else, which is vipariyai, I'm not perceiving wrongly, doing any imagination, which means vikalpa, I'm not even sleeping. Understand? When I'm capable of doing it, I will enter that samadhi, which is theoretically, practically, experientially defined by Patanjali. Correct? That is chitta vritti nirodha. So what will happen with most of us? We will continue to work like this, and as soon as that moment comes when we become unaware of the external world, immediately in a few moments, either we engage ourselves in imagination, or we start remembering something, or we fall asleep. Right? Or we are so in such a quasi-stable state, which is quite stable but not stable, which is called quasi-stable, that a little impulse, a little seed thought, and we are attracted towards the external world. We fall back to smriti, the memory. We fall back to the imagination. We fall back to the words. If not this, then we fall asleep. So our samadhi is imagination. Our samadhi is imagination. Imagination based on the shakti praman, or at best it is deep sleep for most of the people. And occasionally we touch it. Occasionally. And that is why Patanjali says it is vikshipta bhumika that does not allow us to be rooted in samadhi, seated in samadhi for long. Why? Because our bhumika is such that our sanskaras, our desires pull out. Right? A butterfly cannot sit on a single flower whole day. It's not possible. So even if we get the best of nectar in samadhi state, we will not be able to do it because our whole system, our whole antahkarana, our whole sanskaras will forcefully pull us out from there. Understand? That is why chitta bhumika is so very important. And all of us are working on chitta bhumika using these methods which Patanjali is now defining, and the one is now being defined was Ishvara pranidhananva. First, you have to understand who is this Ishvara. Who is this Ishvara? Whom you are putting all your faith on. Right? Ishvara pranidhanadva. Va means otherwise. All those methods are by Ishvara pranidhana. Right? By Ishvara pranidhana means surrender to faith to God. Surrender to that Ishvara. Now, in the next sutra, we will understand what this Ishvara as per Patanjali is. Give me a minute. Patanjali defines who the Ishvara is, and probably rightly so. The most authentic description you should come to.
क्लेश कर्म विपाक आशयै परामृष्टः पुरुष विशेषः ईश्वरः.
Purusha Vishesha Ishvara. Yeah. Klesha Karma Vipakashaya Vipakashayai Paramishtaha Purusha Vishesha Ishvara. See, he is saying that Ishvara is also Purusha, but special. Purusha means as we are, so he is. But he has little speciality. Some specialities he has. Right? He is Purusha, means he is consciousness. He is a conscious being. He is a consciousness, pure consciousness. But he has certain qualities associated with him. He's just like us. What it is? Klesha karma vipaka ashayi. Aparamrishta. Purusha Vishesh Ishvara. Klesh means all the Klesh means all the impurities which we call. Klesh means all the suffering what we call. I have described it in my earlier discourses. What is the difference between karma and kriya? Okay. What is karma and what is action? Right? See, action or activity is not karma unless until it is owned by you. If you start owning it up, it becomes karma. Or else everything goes on, it is kriya, activity, action. So activities you do, but you don't become the owner of it. And that is how you define karma. So the Ishvara is somehow related to this thing also, karma. Okay? How he is related, we'll come to that. Right? Karma vipaka ashayih. Now, vipaka ashayih. Vipaka means a result. You see, we have vipaka means something which is processed, and as a result of that process, whatever comes called paka. Here it is called vipaka. Prefix v is for visheshata, or some speciality. Speciality in terms of what? See, we do certain action and that becomes karma. Your suffering can also become karma. Your enjoyments can also become karma. Sufferings become karma when we start cursing someone for it. Even God is not allowed to be cursed. Suffering you are getting out of your own action. Klesha, all the kleshas which you are receiving, and kleshas are not only out of the karma, suffering. Everything is a klesha. Whatever we are experiencing in this world is klesha. In limited stimulus, in limited intensity, for the limited time, if you receive, it is enjoyment. It is palatable. You see? Beyond that, it becomes klesha. Everything, whatever we are experiencing, is actually klesha. We don't recognize it. For example, you'll say, I love music. Good, you love music. Okay, I want to see how much you love your music. I will play that music day in, day out for you. Okay, day in, day out for you. And when you are about to sleep, I'll make it louder. You love this music, no? You love the music. Okay, after 7 days, you'll say, I don't love this music. I hate this music. When from you started hating this music? This music you love. How this hatred comes? How this becomes a suffering for you? How this music is creating klesha, causing klesha? No? In the beginning also it was klesha, but only because it was available for the limited time, you felt okay, you felt good. Huh? You. Right or not? Right or not? For example, a child feels pampered when you go and do little bit pinching on the cheek, little bit pinching, chubby. He's okay, he's enjoying, you're also enjoying. But it is klesha. Why? Will you continue to hold or just continue to do it? Or maybe you just increase the pressure? No, it's beyond the limit. Now it becomes klesha. But within the limited range, for the limited time, it appears to us it is okay, good. Okay. Whatever we think we are enjoying is all klesha. If that was not the case, the God, the Ishvara, would not have given us this peace of mind by offering us this state which is called deep sleep. So that at least for some time we are forcefully taken out of this klesha. Right or not? Your thirst is klesha. Your hunger is klesha. Is it not klesha? Hunger is klesha. It will become klesha the moment you don't have anything to eat. It is klesha. You get satiated because it is satiated, it is removed because you eat something. Right? Hunger is klesha. Thirst is klesha. Even walking is klesha. Talking is klesha. Listening is klesha. Touching is klesha. Everything is klesha. Right? God is also connected with this klesha, but how we know? So klesha and karma vipaka means the result of klesha and karma vipaka. Karma vipaka is also klesha. By the way, the other day I was saying the real klesha is being born. If you're born, the klesha begins. The moment you are in this physical body, the klesha begins. The moment you are in your causal body, the klesha is there. Even in your causal body, the klesha is there. But that klesha, out of your deep ignorance, might not be manifested or experienced as much because you are already under so much of ignorance. But when you attain a subtle body, which is inhabiting this physicality, this subtle body also has its own klesha. Feeling of heat, feeling of cold, feeling of hunger, feeling of thirst, feeling of urination, feeling of this is pranamaya kosha, which is suffering. Physicality, disease, old age, and of course death. Klesha. At the level of manomaya kosha, we need not discuss it. You all know what mind's klesha is. We are suffering the most there, by the way. So much so that our bodies start mimicking that. Okay. So the klesha at the level of mind is there. Now, klesha at the level of Vijnanamaya Kosha is also there for your exposure to unpleasant things available in your memory, available in your knowledge, are source of klesha. Yes or no? Do we all experience all goody things in life? No. Whatever we know is divinely beautiful or so? No. Even that memory can become klesha. Even that remembrance can become klesha. So it's all klesha there also. Correct? So all of us have klesha at all the levels. And what is the klesha at Anandamaya Kosha? Anandamaya Kosha, the biggest klesha is that we don't know who we are. The biggest klesha. So all these kleshas and all the karma which we do and get their fruits of vipaka, all that is and aparamrishta. This is the word. Aparamrishta, untouched. Okay, untouched. Aparamrishta. Purusha Vishesha Ishvara. So that means what? This is the soul. This is that Purusha which is untouched by karma, untouched by suffering, and untouched by the fruits of all these. Such a soul is Ishvara. Maharshi Vedavyasa, he is ardent follower of duality, and therefore he would derive a meaning out of it which leads to Dvaita. And therefore he will say Ishvara is someone else other than us. Is a soul which is untouched, is a that consciousness which is untouched by klesha karma vipaka. Look at it deeply, and then you will understand. The Ishvara is none other than you. See, basic quality of Atman or soul was certain properties have been told. Shuddha, Ananta, Aparinamini. Okay, these are some of the adjectives, some of the qualities, and one is the word I am missing, which means not capable of mixing with anything else. So that means it never touches anything other, or else if you touch, you are definitely going to transfer something onto each other. Yes or no? So untouched by anything. Okay. Aparinami means it never changes. Shuddha means it's always pure. Ananta means Ananta has been defined by the Maharshi Vedavyas that it is unlimited only in terms of Kala. Kala means time. From time immemorial, the God exists. From time immemorial, the soul exists. Not that geographically the soul is infinite. But let me tell you, this I'm challenging that explanation. If that instrument which soul carries has that quality to expand itself beyond our imagination. For example, your mind, tell me what is the size of your mind? Look at it. What is the size of your mind? The size of my mind is so big that it can encompass the galaxies. How can soul be a little tiny particle inside this? Soul must be more subtle than this, more infinite than this. Yes or no? So by this logic, soul Ananta would mean it is also infinite in terms of spatial, three-dimensional, or whatever dimensions you understand. Infinite in that sense, infinite in the sense of capacities, infinite in every sense, untouchable, unchanging, pure, and unmixable. It doesn't mix with anything. Soul is like that. All the properties of Ishvara. Look at that. Now you look at that. Karma vipak ashay aparamrishta purusha vishesha Ishvara. So purusha vishesh means the soul who has these special qualities is already having it. But what we feel in our own experience as if we are being touched by what is happening at home. Why? Because of ignorance. Why? Because we don't know ourselves as yet. That's the reason. That's the reason we are not Ishvara. We have to presume, imagine, or maybe in the philosophy of duality, we will have to presume that Ishvara is someone other than us. And why? Why not? Even in our Spandakarika, even in our Saundarya Lahari, even in our Sri Vidya Krama, in even every sadhana which we offer, begins there in that duality. But what is the ultimate experience of it? Shivoham, Idam Vishwoham. That's the experience. So duality to begin with will help here also. So Maharshi Vedavyas is not doing anything unfair. It's only for the benefit of us that he is saying that Ishvara is someone else other than you. How? Even in Spandakarika we said that. What? यस्योन्मेष निमेषाभ्याम, यस्योन्मेष निमेषाभ्याम जगतः प्रलयोदयो tam shakti chakra vibhava prabhamam shankaram stumah. Shankara is not us, but what is the ultimate achieved goal? I am Shiva, Shivoham. Look at it. So that is what we need to understand. So if yoga system is beginning or giving this firm duality, the signals of firm duality, it's only for the benefit of us. Because who will believe that he is Ishvara? Like in the sense we said in Spandakarika, who will believe that he is Shankara? Tell me. So good that Maharishi Vedavyas does that commentary and says that Ishvara is someone else. Who is he? He is the one who is not touched by all this. Whom do you surrender to? You surrender to Pranidhan. Who's surrender? To whom you are surrendering? Ishwar Pranidhanadva. And that is why I said, whatever word Patanjali will use, he will define it. Pranidhan is a normal word, but Ishvara is a paribhashik word which needs to be defined. Paribhashik. And therefore Ishvara needs to be defined. He says, who is Ishvara? Ishvara is this. Karma vipakashayaiha aparimishtaha purusha visheshi Ishvara. Aparamrishta purusha visheshi Ishvara. Look at it. So he says that is Ishvara. So you surrender to whom? See, you surrender to whom? Now look at it. You surrender to whom? All our surrender in this world is for gaining something. Is it not? Even this surrender you are doing for what? हाँ, I would know my true self. हमको अपने आत्म स्वरूप का ज्ञान हो जाएगा, इसलिए ये सरेंडर करेंगे. What you are gaining something, right? Every surrender is out of this greed of barter. If I surrender, I will get something. Look at this, the qualities of Ishvara. First quality, klesha and absence of klesha means klesha and opposite of it, of course, included, untouched by it. Means if you are abusing such Ishvara, he is not touched by it. If you are praising such Ishvara, he is not touched by it. Look at it. Karma. Whatever you do in the lotus feet of that Ishvara, he is untouched by it. Whatever you do, good or bad, he is untouched by it. He is not pleased by it. By the way, the word Ishvara has clearly reserved for the Shiva. Mahakala Dhan Ishvara is equal to Mahakaleshwara. Is it not like that? Correct? So Ishvara word is reserved for Shiva. In our philosophy, we have a different word for Ishvara. Yes or no? Ishvara is the tattva which is just above Shuddha Vidya. Correct? Ishvara is the owner of this what you call cosmic plane. And therefore, in this system of Patanjali, Ishvara and Paramatma are different. Okay, understand? Ishvara and Paramatma are going to be different. Ishwar Pranidhanadva. Paramatman is completely detached with whatever it is. You'll say, same quality is here. Even Ishvara is detached. But no, Ishvara is the one who maintains the order in this cosmic play. Understand? He is the one who's maintaining all the rules. So he is not directly touched by it. You see, suppose you write a letter to Prime Minister. Do you think Prime Minister will ever read it? He will never read it. His nearest officials or probably the group of ministers will directly handle it. But he will always be reported about it. He will not do anything about it. But your applications, your queries, your grievances, etc., will be dealt by what? By the system set up by the Prime Minister or system set up around the Prime Minister. Right? So Ishvara is that who's aware of it, but untouched. Right? Untouched. Neither he has any raga or dvesha for you. Whatever you do is taken care of by the system he has created. System of giving you the fruits of your actions. Nothing else. He's not praised by, he's not pleased by our praises. He never takes our abuses ever seriously. His system is such that it will take care of it. So in one place, he's the owner of all the creation and the rule maker of all it. whatever is guiding this these Prakriti, Prakriti is under Ishvara. Mahatattva is under Ishvara. So the prime divine intelligence which has created this world, the interplay of three gunas, the three materials, whose intelligence, whose system? Ishvara. But who is that Ishvara? Something other than us. Someone other than us. Of course, you have to begin like that. Patanjali says, you surrender to such a God, such a Ishvara. The word is Ishvara. Okay? So just tell me, if your Ishvara is not doing any good to you, he's never pleased, he's never annoyed, what is the point of surrender? Think about it. Can you still surrender? But still you have to surrender. Patanjali asks that you need to surrender to such an Ishvara. Which means what? You're always full of gratitude towards that Ishvara who has given you, blessed you with all the capacities, all that power through which you know, you learn, you decipher, you discriminate, you act, and you make your own way. All these powers you are getting from him as blessing. For that, you have to have that kind of attitude of surrender. For creating a framework where you never go unrewarded, in brackets, and never go unpunished. Bracket closed. Should we not be grateful for that? Yes, we must. And that is the surrender. That you respect such a rule-based law, a rule-based rule-based existence. Why? Because he's so fair. Such a flawless system he has created that nothing goes unrewarded. Nothing goes unnoticed. Not even a single thought goes unnoticed. Not a single endeavor goes unnoticed. And you are given the fruit of it. See the greatness of such Ishvara. And therefore, can we surrender to such an Ishvara now? Think about it. Will you respect the king who has created order, a rule-based society, or not? Will you have respect for such a person or not? Or will you respect such a person who is doing favors? कोई जाके लड्डू चढ़ा दे 100 रुपया का तो उसका काम कर दे, और कोई ना चढ़ाए तो नाराज हो जाए. I don't think you will ever want to be ruled by such a ruler, such a master of universe, who gets pleased by your musings and who gets annoyed when you are not doing the right kind of praise, not singing the right kind of praise in front of his imagined shape, which you call idols, or unimagined shape in the form of a block. Take a round around it. Doesn't matter. He is not at all interested in this. He is interested in seeing you grow. He is interested in rewarding you even when you really did not do anything for that. For example, we all have passed through lower incarnations. Did we really qualify to be born as a human being? What is our qualification? What have we done to be born as a human being? Is it not His grace that we are here? Should we not surrender to that? Should we not always remember that source of creation, that lordship, which we call Ishvara means Lord. That Lord is the one who rules. Understand? The rules created by such a Lord, he never rules. Understand? And therefore, Lord is beyond the rules. He is the creator of the rules. Should we not surrender to that Lord? Should we not remember him all the time? And remembering him all the time means what? Now ask yourself, do you know him? You don't know him. So what you will have to actually deduce from this particular sutra, Ishwar Pranidhanadva, means I can't see him, but I do see this world. I do see the rules which are being followed in this world. I don't see the totality of the world, but I'm blessed that people before me, some of them have been able to see through it and they have spoken about it. They have told the rules, even those rules which we are not directly able to perceive. Are we not blessed? All these things are happening in His kingdom, in which people like great teachers, great masters, seers are are born. They are there like a guide, right? They are there who are going to teach us the right way of living, right ways to navigate through the laws, the matrix of laws which Ishvara has created. So if we remember that, we will always be grateful and not fearful by it. Why? Fearful will be the one who does not obey the rules. Why will you be fearful? You cannot. Why? Because you are following the simple rules. Live and let live. Feed yourself and feed others. Treat everyone equal. No discrimination. Treat this world as your family. What is there to fear about? So we are not God-fearing society. We are God-loving society. Understand? And the whole world should become like that. The world will be a place better than heaven, I can say, if this place is inhabited by people who are not God-fearing, but God-loving. And God-loving means rule-based living and letting others live under the same rules. God has given you freedom to take your own decisions, and thus you also give that freedom to everyone around you to present the facts and take their own decisions. This is how we want. We don't want to be imposed by certain rules by anyone. We want to exercise our choices. And so let us live by that law. All those rules God has already displayed. They are intuitively known to us by virtue of being in a society which has been probably modulated, manicured, put in order by the great ancient sages. So we must be thankful to the God Himself, to the Ishvara Himself, for letting us be here in this world in which we know so many things, so many laws, so many rules, so many unspoken, unexperienced things we know. And we should be always having that remembrance that everything what we are enjoying today is offered by God. Even our capacities are given by Him, and therefore we must have that kind of remembrance and surrender and gratitude. So this is what Patanjali means probably when he says Ishwar Pranidhanadva. So he says even by doing this you will come out of your vikshipta state and you will move into yoga. Which means what? All the suffering will vanish. Because now when you look at life, you'll say, whatever one is getting or whatever I am getting or whatever way I am being treated is all because of the rules. I'm no one to even aspire to interfere in it. That is how we actually, fructify. How this surrender bears fruit. Such a surrender bears fruit, which is Vairagya. Why? Because it's all His kingdom, His rules. I must do my own duties based on whatever knowledge He has made us available. And I will also have my free will. I will also use my intellect. And I will not be bound by any opinion. I will use my discretion. I will use my discrimination and try to choose the best. And the anvil for the test is, if this is good for me, I will offer it to everyone. Not based on my imagination. Again, not based on my imagination. Not based on my wrong perception. But because that comes as a direct experience for me, or it comes as the words of great masters. Still, I will check. Still, I will check. My discretion is not taken away by the way. He has given me that. I'll still exercise my rights. Which path to choose? Which thing to follow? And the test is always this. Is it hurting anybody? Is it taking anybody's freedom? Is it imposing something on anybody? No, then it's okay. Because God has given us freedom, we give freedom to everybody. That's it. So, simple surrender can also make you from your vikshipta chitta bhumika to ekagra chitta bhumika. That's the purpose here. Don't think that when we are surrendering to such a God or imagined God, we are doing anything in the favor of ours, for getting some favors, to improve our life, to get something what we are aspiring for. Only to change our chitta bhumika from vikshipta to ekagra, all this is being done, which means moving away from tamas and rajas, moving towards sattva. That's it. From selfishness to charity, from ignorance to wisdom, from suffering to bliss. That is our journey. And from bondage to freedom. Never forget that. All right. So this is what Patanjali is saying. And in this sutra, which we actually discussed today, he has defined who the Ishvara is. All this we are learning for putting it to abhyasa, means practice, and creating this passion, which is vairagya. Everything is for that. Okay. So thank you so much for all your time. Let us pray and then we will leave. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kashyatu Krupad Bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Thank you so much. Shiva.